this bread's a real nice bit of fun. It's spelt bread, it's got a hint of rye in it for a little bit of extra colour, and something I really like. And it's really good for you, which is kind of more what I bake these days for myself. So, just going to start off with some spelt flour. This is wholemeal spelt flour. Now, if you've not had spelt before, I think the best way to describe it is that it smells or has the aroma and the taste of like wholemeal bread on turbo. It just has such a nice depth of flavour. Then I'm going to add a bit of dark rye flour. It just adds a bit more depth to it. So it's just 20 grams of that. Next up, the salt. So that is 7 grams of salt. Next, the yeast. Now we need just about the same, 7.4 grams, which is 2.1%. Next, the water, 227 grams, which is 65%. So it's a standard dough recipe. 65% water, 2% yeast, 2% salt. Okay, it's 2.1% yeast. Okay, so that's all our ingredients. We're just going to put these straight all in the mixer, give it a long mix, and we'll see the results in the next videos. Dough has mixed for 10 minutes slow, 10 minutes fast. Now we're going to add a little bit of oil, vegetable oil, just a drop around the outside. Now this can just go all around, and that is just going to act as a barrier. Okay, so the smallest amount that you can get to grease the whole bowl. You won't really get a window pane from this dough just because it's so strong, but you will be able to feel a nice bit of tension in there, and that is exactly kind of what we want. So this will go in here now, and we're going to leave it for 2 hours. So an hour through, we'll give it a fold, and then after the second hour, we're then going to then mould and shape, or divide if we wanted to, if we were making more than one, our bread. So we're looking at now 24 degrees, so it's going to go in the fridge for at least half an hour just to bring that temperature down to about 22 degrees. Okay, so we're going to give our spelt bread its one and only fold. Probably better idea that you keep it covered, as I've got a bit of a skin on it, as you can probably sort of see there, but it'll still be fine. But it's got that skin, I'm not going to bother flouring the table, there's no real need. So again, stretch out. And the thing is with stretch and folding is it's not an exact science. It doesn't have to be here, bang, bang, bang. You don't have to do exactly the same amount of folds each time. It's all about the whole point of it, which is just to give it a stretch, get everything recovered, get it right in the right position, and make sure there's enough food and enough strength given back into the dough, ready for the next stage. And that strength that we've got in it will keep for when we're actually moulding our dough. So there you go, that's going to now sit out there ambient for another hour just to relax a little bit more and to continue its fermentation. So it's now been left for its second hour, and we're ready now to first of all mould, pre-shape, and then we're going to final shape this lovely spelt loaf. So just going to take it out the table, put that down there, flatten it, okay? Then any of that flour that's on the table we don't really want, because we've just pushed it into a load of flour, so the minimum as possible. Now we're just going to go round the corners and turn this into a ball. Pull that towards us. Got a dough like this in this shape, and now we just want to kind of make it into a rectangle, so it's a square, because that's the shape we're going to go for. It's going to be easier to turn a square into like a tapered square, or rectangle into a tapered rectangle, than it is to turn it from a circle. So I'm just going to pull it towards us and just kind of shape it just a little bit by pushing the dough along like that. Yeah, and you can do it with two hands towards you, like so, which is probably how I would do it. But just so you can see what we're doing, just pushing it along the side like that. Okay? And you do all the bit at the bottom, so all the stretching gets done at the bottom. So now we've got like more of a sausage oblong shape, which is going to be perfect to shape our dough. So we'll leave that alone for about 5 minutes, just 5-10 minutes, just to relax a little bit. Okay, so first of all, we're going to prepare our board. So I'm just going to place this on a board. So a bit of spelt flour just rubbed on top there. And I'm trying to keep it with the spelt and the rye, because if you are a gluten allergy sufferer and you prefer the spelt, you find it easier to digest, then you're going to not want any wholemeal white flour or anything like that to contaminate a normal wheat flour. And then all we're going to do is turn it upside down and just roll it all the way around like that, and we've got a kind of angle like that, yeah? So it's going round, 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 round. And then we just want to try and make sure that it's fairly symmetrical, or as symmetrical as possible. And then we're going to take the ends, just give them a little roll like that, and that can then just be brought inwards, or brought outwards like that. And that's cool. So that now, we'll just sit on top like that, and you can give them a little stretch if you want it a little bit longer, like I do here. And it's kind of like a crown shape. So yeah, really, really fun. So that will then sit to proof in that shape. It'll take probably about an hour. It's got a bit of wind about it now, so that's going to be fairly quick to proof. So it's now ready to go into the oven. So first of all, we're going to take a little dough scraper, just go underneath and just check that there's no. It's going to actually come away nice and easily. Yep, that's good. Okay, so now we're just going to sprinkle some spelt flour over the top. Kind of do some of a kind of a rustic sort of line going on there. And then against the line, I'm going to do this way, it's against the line. So we're going to do 3 cuts. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Just like that. To be fair, you could do what you like really with this. You could do some little side cuts like that as well, if you wanted to, and just kind of make your own sort of print. Or you could do 4 cuts, you could do 3 straight in a line. You really could do what you want, but you need to do a little bit just to release a bit of that gas and stop any rippage. So now this bread's going to go into the oven, 230 degrees, and it'll probably take about 30 minutes to bake, 35. So yeah, we're going to do that now. Good amount of steam. And here we have it, an amazing spelt bread. I just love this bread. It's great with a nice bit of butter, a bit of strong cheese, even a bit of a light cheese. It tastes so, so pure. And I really urge you to try this and let me know what you get, what your results are, and how much you fall in love with spelt bread.